Hello, welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where me and my people get their identity, our nationality, our heritage, and our future. Today, we're talking the third part of the 18th chapter of the Potsmoker's Bible, which is the 15th chapter of the book of Zion. This is the third part, as I said, and I will begin where I left off. Then, when we are safe from our enemies, the Grey will do what is necessary for the survival of all current life forms on Earth. They will destroy the polluting elements of this society, not to overthrow or to destroy humanity, but to ensure a future for those who are to survive. It's not enough to safeguard Zion. The Grey must end our self-destructive society before it destroys us. The Grey know what is going to happen as a result of our lack of foresight. We would be destroyed just as our forefathers were destroyed by the flood. Global warming has already destroyed us. The only thing we can do now is to prepare for our survival. The Grey are stepping in again to save us from ourselves. The refusal of humanity to address the real dangers of pollution has been our destruction. Greed has denied humanity the opportunity to save ourselves. The reason the governments allow pollution to continue after it was proven dangerous was because they sided with the corporations and didn't stop unsafe practices. If we had instituted the necessary shutdown of all non-essential industries long ago to invent safe alternatives and to end pollution, we could have prevented the firestorm to come, or at least mitigated the damage done to Earth. But instead, the governments let industry go unchecked. When we get to Zion, all non-essential industries will be shut down. We will rebuild our infrastructure to be zero emissions. We cannot continue to use harmful and dangerous methods to operate our country. The Grey are coming to save humanity and as much diversity of life as they can. We are not being invaded. Our Grey Father's race protects us from ourselves, whether we like it or not. We have set in motion a cataclysmic series of events that would destroy us if they didn't step in to save us. Our scientists are just beginning to realize the true extent of our folly. They make projections, then report that things are moving faster than expected. That's because they don't yet understand the true scope of the disaster to come. And the governments, meanwhile, debate if it's real. They seek to postpone the problem. They want to continue with business as usual. And the businesses, through lobbyists and political domination, ensure that that is what is happening. Governments have postponed the inevitable by debating the issue. As a result, they have doomed themselves. Climate change is very real. it is worse than you are able so far to understand. Feedback loops ensure an acceleration of gas buildup. We are experiencing a chemical transformation in our atmosphere, changing our atmospheric composition is what we're doing. We cannot continue to alter Earth's chemistry. We need our atmosphere as it was. The methane buildup in our atmosphere is the true danger. The eventual cause of the firestorm unleashed by humanity will be due to that methane. All who refuse shelter from the gray will not survive. Humanity does not yet have the means to protect ourselves. So by refusing to address pollution, the governments of the world destroyed themselves. But it's their own fault. They had the opportunity and the means to prevent the worst effects to come. Had we put an end to pollution in the 70s, we could have avoided the mountain altogether. Now, the best we can do is to keep the internment time to a minimum. But it's the government's fault that it's happening at all. The gray will save the gray, and any other humans willing to obey intergalactic law. But the people who have caused the pain and the suffering of the others will not be given aid. America is guilty. They and any other government siding with them will be left to their destruction. America is the guilty state. It is they that created the war on drugs. They allowed industry to continue to pollute our planet for personal profit. The evil of the United States alone bears the brunt of the guilt. They will bear the cost of our establishment. So, to every other nation on earth, it is up to you to choose the fate of your people. The gray will give aid to any nation who chooses to abide with Zion and Israel. The gray will accept all other nations. Those nations will be aided in the creation of bunkers to house their populations when the firestorm hits. Remember, government leaders, only those given aid will survive. America is guilty because it chose to enact the prophecy. They did everything foretold about them. If the U.S. had not chosen of its own accord to follow the gray prompting them, they would have avoided this whole mess. But they did exactly what they should not have done. If the U.S. hadn't chosen to create the war on drugs, then the prophecy would never have had to happen. We would not be facing a firestorm of methane. We would not have a society as cold and heartless as this one. Because the prophecy was an insurance plan to be used in the event that it was necessary. Thanks, America, for making my life prior to Zion suck. Because of you, Because if you weren't so juvenile and self-assured in your arrogance, it wouldn't have been necessary for the Grey to go to such lengths to save us from you. They don't call me she who travails because I was just so happy all my life. If you humans could have grown up, we wouldn't be in this mess. So the Grey will punish the guilty and save the human race. They will do so by fulfilling the prophecy they wrote to prove our innocence and their true purpose to help humanity survive and mature into a delightful people. They will do so by returning as the living God of Israel. And that ends our general reading. Next time, we will begin with Micah 5 7 to 14, which is the opening passage to chapter 15 of the Book of Zion, entitled "And the Songs of the Temple." Okay? So, until then, may the Grey watch over you, protect you, guide you, keep you from all harm, and teach you right from wrong. May you always be worthy of them. Let all of your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light. May you always be happy and high. Know that I love you, and I'm ready to champion your cause. I will see you soon. Later. Because I will never say goodbye.